Welcome back to the news. Today we're going to talk about Amazon's Simple Notification Service, or SNS. SNS is another managed messaging service from AWS, but unlike SQS requiring an agent to poll the queue, SNS uses a subscription and push-based model, where SNS will send the messages out to whoever has subscribed to a particular topic. It can be used for many-to-many messaging between distributed systems, SMS messages, email lists, and mobile application push notifications. A really simple example is application alerts. If you have an SNS topic with all of your tech staff defined as receivers, you can publish an error message to that topic and SMS will send a text message out to all of your staff on your behalf. A more complex example makes use of Simple Queue Service, which I've spoken about in a previous video, and check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Despite SQS working in a slightly different way to SNS, one of the more common use cases of SNS is to actually subscribe your SQS queues to your SNS topics. And take this example. If you have an online store, you have a publisher, which is a program that processes orders when customers place one via your website. The program publishes a message to your SNS topic. There's then two separate SQS queues subscribed to that topic. One goes to the finance system to ensure payment is processed correctly, and the other goes to the warehouse to ensure your stock is ready to ship. In this case, one SNS application used a scenario called fanning out, where it passes jobs to multiple processors from one topic. SNS can be quite complex for such a simple service. If you'd like to learn more, I have a link for you in the description. Be sure to check it out, and thanks for watching.